Hello everybody, and a special welcome to Dr. Hermann again, Temba. Last week we talked about early treatment, and what we're going to focus on, I think, today is to look at nutrition, because we keep on hearing about nutrition, good food. How does it work for us?
All I know is that one, I should no longer cook or eat food that is cooked with fish oil. Instead, I should use olive oil. Then the food that I eat should have lots of garlic and ginger, and that I shouldn't overcook food, like.
A problem with nutrition and HIV is that often we have consulted the nutritionists, and the nutritionists are focusing on nutrition basically to tell people to lose weight. That is where the money in nutrition lies. And advice like Paddy got to rather eat olive oil than cooking oil, fish oil, sunflower oil is based on that. Because if you want to lose weight, olive oil is much better. But in case of people who want to gain weight, I advise people, if you eat a plate of porridge, take a tablespoon of fish oil and mix it into it. As your stomach is trying to digest the porridge, the oils are there to maintain an energy level so that your body doesn't use up the protein.
Right through the day, I make myself something called macheu. I don't know what English word there is for it, but okay, it's a drink made from meal. And if I take a lot of apple cider vinegar, then somehow I don't really need to go for candida treatment, and I don't know how that works, but apparently it does work.
Usually, it is easier to digest something that has been fermented, that is sour, like macheu or sour milk. Amasi is easier to digest than fresh milk. But I think we have to look, each one has to see for themselves what can they digest and what can they not digest. Some people have got problems eating fats. They get diarrhea from it. And then I think it's normal that you just cut down on the fats.
I started eating raw beetroot without cooking it, which I grew up. My mom used to cook beetroot. So I don't cook beetroot anymore when I eat. It's something that I taught myself through many other people.
And what about uzawuzitya, because imbiza ephekwa yapha inye, and abantu abazungakutya lo nto ukutya bekhulu ukutya because uba kusekwathwa hayi busisiwe unegciwane kufuneka engatyanga into ethile ngoba nabo kufuneka betshintshile ayizukwenzeka ngolo hlobo.
They advise you to eat it raw because there's more vitamins in it. But it's better to eat a lot of well-cooked cabbage than a little raw cabbage. So I think eat what your family is eating.
En ek het een keer met 'n dokter gesels en hy het gesê moenie so concerned wees oor 3 hoofmale nie. Maar ewen as jy die tyd kan kry om iets te eet en daar's kos wat vir jou verbygaan, if it goes there, grab it and eat tussenin.
The virus itself and all the infections that you get with HIV, they take up energy. So you always have to have enough food in your body. I think the most important point is to eat as often as possible during the day. Even if it's very small, if it's a slice of bread, if it's a biscuit, if it's a king pie, if it's an apple, if it's a banana, but try and throughout the day have some kind of a food. Because just having a little bit of energy in your body is better than having nothing.
So now I want to know specifically here that does food make you fat? And I think if that is the case, then when we start thinning, we have to eat a lot so that we don't thin.
Your body uses food differently when it's infected with HIV. With HIV, we lose the muscle. We don't lose the fat. Somebody can look well fed, but in the meantime, below that fat layer, the muscles are getting smaller and smaller. Instead of breaking down fats, your body starts breaking down protein. It starts breaking down your muscles. And so if you skip on a meal, your muscles will go down. Medically, we talk about lean body mass. So some people are saying the first line in treating HIV is actually to maintain your lean body mass.
Ik kom van een achtergrond van vlees en brood af. So dis wat jy nou mee groot geword het, sien? En maar dan hoor jy nou jy moet gesond eet.
I am very sorry, as much as I should be able to afford red meat, it's expensive. So the auntie Madamini sells liver, sheep's liver, ox spleen thing, and intestines, tripe. That is basic. If they've ever seen the way we wash that tripe, we wash it over and over. So I don't see why we shouldn't eat it, but then we get people saying, there might be little chochas there. For God's sake, there's little chochas in the lettuce.
Towards the end of the disease, we start losing weight and we show symptoms of wasting. We see in Xhosa, it is called isifo ugawulayo. It's if you chop a piece of wood, it becomes smaller and smaller until it dies. And the same with HIV. Our body loses weight. Normally, we talk about the HIV virus going into the CD4 cells, but we know that it also goes into about 30 other cells, one of them being the cells that line the intestines, and with the virus being there, they swell. So the intestines can't really absorb food as well if the virus is inside those cells. So it means that you have to take in more food to actually be able to absorb enough.
Kulento ibiselethethwa ngomnye oxa bamarias izinto zokuthi bamhlawumbe omnye umuntu uzangakwazi uku-afforda athina thini.
Eat what you enjoy eating. What you've used to be eating over centuries, you've eaten mushu, so you should continue eating it.
Yes, sir.
Hy het groot geword met vleis en brood, eet vleis en brood. Maar tussenin as jy op jou eie is, probeer om ook vrugte te eet.
Mandinengxaki ngakuzo because fumaniseka nanto itheni ndiyikhethayo zonke ziyandilungela ndiyasitya and akubakho nto i-wrong ndi-experienceayo.
I think one of the main causes of poor nutrition in South Africa amongst both people with HIV and without is the use of alcohol. Because the alcohol has got enough sugars in it to keep you from eating. And although I was saying it's important to get enough sugars, the sugars in alcohol don't have any vitamins, they don't have any protein, they don't have any other nutritional value. And usually with the other sugars that you eat, like bread or fruit, they've got, or milk, they've got other nutritional values with the sugars. Whereas in alcohol, it's only the sugar, you don't eat anything else, and you waste.
Hayi nami ndingomnye ombulelayo uDr. Hermann kwezinto sezichazile. Ngoba mhlanda afunyanisa into yobana ndi-HIV. Kwaye kwathiwa ungayisebenzisi yogurt, ungawasebenzisi amasi. Ndazibuza awunjani? Ngoku umphoqondo uthanda kangaka? Ndazixelela into yobana hayi ndizawutya amanzi namasi. Uyaqona? Hayi ndahlala ndawatya amasi namphoqoqazini azindenzile. Iyogurt ndizifumanisa into yobana umzimba wami uyayifuna. Kodwa kuba kuthiwe mandingayityi, hayi mandingayityi iyogurt. Oko ndandizibambe umzimba. So sengixela uba inaba baninzi abanye abantu okuthiwa kubo suyitya into ethile ahlale umuntu ongafani nam ke oyihambelayo le nto yaqona ahlale uba kuthiwa mandingayityi into ethile angaqhubekeki abuze yaqona sengisithi ndiyabulela.